believe we're...
And we are live. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We have got another matchup, and we've
Hello.
got a good one for you right now. We've got the number 1 seed, BANTAIS. They dropped one game in week 1, and we've got the AFTERBURNERS, the number 2 seed, looking to shake things up. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. I'm Andrew. I'm joined with Joe and Sam. We are from Ringer the Ultimate. And Joe, you got some keys to the game for me here?
Andrew, I do have some keys of the game for you. For the Grumpy BANTAIS, they're in first and they have locked in their number 1 seed. So my key to the game for them is to let the game come to them. They don't need to force anything or risk injury going into playoffs. So as long as they are playing with fundamentals and they're not getting lackadaisical, I think that they can probably win this game. But for the Afterburners, they need to come out and get a win. After the Bomb Squad's semi-dominant win against the Dancing Dragons, Afterburners definitely need to put up a W here. So they need to play with confidence, and they're going to need to win those 50-50s if they're going to have a chance at one of the top 2 seeds.
Well put.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, you were going to jump in there?
Well, I was just going to say, it sounds like you're saying the Afterburners may need to turn on the Afterburners here.
One might say that.
Well put.
Well, as the teams are getting warmed up here, we'll bring you the action as soon as things get started. But, I mean, this is the 1 and the 2 seed. This is pretty much the best that the league has to offer. So, stick around. Maybe grab yourself a beverage and sit back, and we'll bring you the action as soon as the game started.
Looks like the Grumpy BANTAIS are getting out on the line, and the Afterburners are coming out on the opposite side of the field there. This opening pull may be imminent.
Yeah. And, it's the mind games. It's who goes to the line first. You're kind of setting the tone. Maybe you set a different tone by going to the line second, saying, hey, we control the pace of this game. So already we're seeing some pretty deep, 3D chess, dare I say, before the opening polls even started.
I'm honestly shocked at how psychological this game has already become. We're in for a barn burner here. 1 seed versus 2 seed.
Absolutely.
What else could you ask for?
Absolutely, Joe. And as we get set for this opening poll, I'd like to bring a word from our sponsor. We have an interview with Dylan Freechild coming out on Monday on our YouTube channel. You can find us at Ringer the Ultimate. And if you don't know who Dylan Freechild is, you can tune in on Monday, talk with the guy for about an hour. He's a very notable Frisbee player over in the United States. And it was a cool conversation that we had with the guy. So feel free to tune into that. But more importantly, we've got some MUL action. Teams are set to go. We've got Afterburners in orange/yellow set to pull to the Grumpy BANTAIS, and we are off. Looks like an interesting kind of a side stack going on. BANTAIS receive, looking downfield, and we have a turn right away. Is there a call? No. No call.
Just
Just
right
a
out
right
of
out
the
the
hand.
gate.
right off the bat.
It's exactly what you want to see if you're the Afterburners.
Yeah, stumbling out of the gate a little bit. Afterburners get a chance right at the start. ready to set the tone and finding a shot into the end
Wow,
zone. That was
and
a
there they
break
do.
right
A
away.
brilliant first possession for the Afterburners. You really couldn't ask for a better way to start a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely not what the Buntais had planned there. I mean, you really like to out strong with your O-line, and just seeing a miscommunication like that that's a tough way to start out the game. And then you have to go right back out there, and that's tough to do mentally. You really got to wash that away. Hopefully, for them that they're able to kind of do that and maybe get a clean hold here. But a great start for the Afterburners there.
Yeah. The Grumpy Bunties need to have somebody step up and make a play on this next possession, because they can't turn the disc over again on this one. That would just be, almost too much of an advantage for the Afterburners. So here we have Grumpy catching the disc from the pole and moving it around between their handlers, really spacing well around this field, and the zone coming and gets a D.
Woo!
Wow. The Afterburners zone is looking dominant so far in this game. Obviously, the Grumpy Buntai haven't lost in weeks, but they are looking a little weak right now. Handlers are ignoring the strike cut, but still finding the reset in the middle, and back to the first handler.
Oh.
What a catch and throw. We have got another score.
Little razzle dazzle
2-0
there on the sideline. You
Afterburners.
seeing this?
2 straight breaks for the Afterburners, and we have ourselves a 2-0 game. The Afterburners O-line hasn't even seen the field yet, and they're up 2-0.
Wow. You almost can't believe this start from the Grumpy Bunties.
No, it's
Yeah, really
nothing like what we've seen from them this entire season. But that was great motion. I love that play. Everything about it worked really well.
Man, brought his tap dancing shoes to the fields today. Look at this. This is a great angle for this. Watch how he's look at the awareness to stay in bounds. Really nice. As the large cage.
They don't call it a game of inches for nothing.
The enclosure continues to loom in the background.
All right, coming out for their third attempt here, the Grumpy Bunties have to be focused on valuing the disc here. They start by centering the pull, and they'll have the full length of the field to work up. Looks like the Afterburners are in their same zone that's caused them so much trouble so far. But a few throws in. They haven't moved up the field, but they've managed to hold onto the disc, which is a marked improvement. Working it up the open side here, getting it back into the middle. They appear to have a gap through the middle of the zone, and they're starting to break through it, getting almost into the red zone and near the end zone here. And they find another gap. The Afterburners weren't able to get out of that zone, and the Grumpy Bunties punch it in to get their first hold.
Yeah, and boom goes the dynamite. Sorry. Couldn't get that one out.
You were worried about your timing last game. I think you might still need to be worried about your timing there, Alu.
No, timing could not have been better.
It really makes you
goes
wonder
the
now
dynamite.
if really makes you wonder if the Grumpy Buntai have figured out this zone, or if the Afterburners are going to be able to make the adjustment and try to close down that middle. There were maybe 3 or 4 straight throws they could have made straight down the middle at any point during that possession.
Yeah, I mean at this point, if you're the Afterburner, happy with obviously coming off with 2 early breaks. You hate to see your zone get worked through so easily, but you'll take it certainly.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're the Afterburners and this being your first time that the O-line is touching the field, already up 2-1 with the potential to make it 3-1. I mean, Alu said it best, but boom goes the dynamite.
Well, I didn't quite get it all the way out there, Joe, but thanks for finishing my thought there. As the Grumpy Buntais have pulled, and we've got Afterburners centering it, and just looking to get a nice hold here. It looks like we just have person defense here from the Buntais, and huge advancements up the center of the field. And the Afterburners look pretty comfortable just working it all over the field. Handlers, cutters, doesn't really matter. And that was a nice, cheeky little flick reset and a bobble, and we still have it in the center. Looking for that reset there. And the Afterburners have transitioned into their kind of end zone offense, but it looks like the stack's a little deep, and we have a discussion here. Not sure about what. And we have Joe Maher commenting, and wow, what a dish.
Great
into
throw.
the end zone. What a find. I mean, that is
Boom
a visionary.
goes the dynamite.
Thank you, Sam. Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, I'm excited to see a replay here because I missed what happened. Okay, now this is maybe a little bit of, is this some gamesmanship here? Discussion? You see the open throw and then just take advantage of the mark not being set? I mean, that was some crazy chemistry right there between the thrower and the receiver. And taking advantage. Look, they're set up in a backhand force, and then the defender just immediately gives him that lane, and the defender is just caught in no man's land.
Yeah, you have to be
smart
ready at any
right there.
point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got a great
Do we
shot
have
of the
a timeout
skyline
here?
here. Yeah, I guess so.
Grumpy
Is that
Buntai
like a
is talking
soccer
it over.
field? I'm
Well,
feels like
Afterburners
we
very.
lost.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
You can keep doing your thing.
I was still hung up on that enclosure in the background there, but take it away.
You do really like talking about the enclosures in the background, but here, Afterburners are pulling. Their D-line has looked fantastic today. Grumpy Buntais gets their first couple throws off well, and that is, as Sam said last time, a marked improvement. They're looking around. They haven't found any cutters yet for major yards, but they are getting pretty high percentage throws between their handlers right now. Nothing too dangerous. Handlers continue to move it around. This Afterburners zone is really giving the Grumpy Buntai some issues, and that throw almost goes out of bounds. And does it go out of bounds? Afterburners
I think
say
that was
yes. I agree with you, Andrew. I don't believe that his toes were in. It didn't look like he knew exactly where the sideline was because there was no real attempt to toe tap it.
Looks like we should have a good angle here.
Yeah, they're still discussing, and Grumpy Buntai have not given up any, and he does. He drops it. Afterburners with the chance for a third break so far into this game. That would be just absolutely devastating for the Grumpy Buntai.
I want to shout out the integrity there by the Buntai player. It's not always easy in a really, especially in an important game, to give up a call like that. But that was the right move.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, I think he was out of bounds. You can see the chalk going up, foot halfway in, halfway out, and a goal. I do believe. If you weren't watching, here's the replay. Afterburners pick up the disc, and just a little strike cut from the reset handler straight to the end zone. Too easy.
Boom goes the dynamite on that one.
And boom goes the dynamite. That's exactly right, Andrew. Thank you. So
You hate to see
3 breaks already.
that defense there. I mean, that close to the end zone on the corner. If the team picks up the disc in the corner like that, you want to take away the easy first option, which is always going to be the strike cut. You want to make them try to work it around, and there's just no effort on that reset defense there, and it led to the easy score.
Yep, I agree with you, Sam. And this is now the second time that the Grumpy Buntai have looked as if they came out from a stoppage of play not ready to play or not expecting a throw to the end zone to be that soon. You really want to see more out of them, and I'm sure that they want to see more out of themselves. I'm sure they can give more than that, but 3 breaks in a row for the Afterburners. I'm sure they are feeling great right now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I mean, look, a lot
And
of
you
these mistakes. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
No, I'm just saying you wonder if the Bunties are maybe looking at their position at the top of the standings there and kind of sleepwalking through this game a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was gonna say it looks like these mistakes are just mental. Like on that one really nice one of those scores, it just looked like the mark just shifted in a way that just kind of totally exposed the break side. You know, when they had initially set up with a backhand force, and then they just kind of gave that throw up, and then again, like you said, Sam, on this end zone, you'd really like to see, a more just kind of effort to take away at least position yourself to take away that strike cut, because that's kind of bread and butter for a handler, a reset handler on the end zone. You love to be able to get a free strike cut for a score, and it just looked like they didn't position themselves to take that away. The Grumpy Bunties, that is. And so, you know, on one hand, you've got a deficit, but on the other hand, a lot of these mistakes are mental. And if you can rein that in, then you can come back into this game for sure. I mean, there's a lot of ultimate left to be played. So, we'll see how this plays out, but definitely some mental miscues for the Grumpy Bunties so far.
Andrew, I definitely agree. I think if you're the Grumpy Buntai, with how many turns they already have, to see that it's more the mental mistakes than the physical mistakes is maybe a sign of something good. But you have to remember that even if they see their place in the standings and know that they're going to be the 1 seed in the playoffs, their matchup is probably going to be the Afterburners if they continue playing this way. So, even if you're the Grumpy Buntai and you're feeling great and you're going to be that 1 seed, if the Afterburners continue to do what they're doing right now, they're going to feel fantastic going into another game against you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you really want to not let this get away, because yeah, exactly right. I mean, this might be the team that you face in the championship game or in the playoff game, right after this. So, those mental
Totally.
miscues are definitely something you want to work out in this game, but hopefully put it behind you and move forward.
Yeah. All right. And it looks like the Afterburners are going to get us going again with the pull. Got a nice pull into the end zone. The Bunties will center it. A lot of focus on offense here with the handlers because they're not getting a ton of looks downfield. Oh, and you hate to see that, but
Wow.
there's another miscue. Another Buntai
Man, what did we
miscue.
just
This is
say?
just uncharacteristic from what we've come to expect.
Absolutely.
There's another easy strike cut on the end zone. They do not look to reset. Now they look to reset with the tough over-the-top throw. And they're really looking for that knockout punch on the end zone line. And the over-the-top throw
Wham,
will do
bam,
it.
thank you, ma'am. Fourth break
That
for the
Fine.
is
Afterburners.
another Afterburners break. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing.
If you had told me that the Afterburners would have 4 breaks in this game, I would have said, no way. I'm shocked. This is crazy.
Especially not in the first 15 and a half minutes. That is unbelievable.
Who's going to
Yeah, I
step
mean,
up on
clearly
the Grumpy Buntais?
one team came to play. I mean, credit the Afterburners. They put on the Afterburners. I mean, I guess we should have seen it coming, but like, they showed up. They came out hot. Buntais thought that they could kind of walk through this, and here we are. It's 1-5. And I mean, you just got to be, if you're a Buntais fan, you just got to be shaking your head.
You know what they say? Play like you're in first, train like you're in second. And it's pretty clear which team is playing better right now.
Wow.
Indeed. And I'm really liking this double shot as we can kind of see how each team kind of composes themselves on the line at the start of this poll. And I got a little lost in the sauce, but is this mine to give the play-by-play here?
I believe.
This is you.
I do believe.
All right, well, I will take the reins here if y'all don't mind. But here we go. We got an Afterburners poll. And, man, if I'm the Buntais, I am just praying for a hold here. Got a center. Let's see if they can just flush this away and rely on what's had them success all season.
Oh,
and another
man.
turn, another miscue. And you know what? The window was there, but I don't know. The receiver and the cutter just weren't quite on the same page, and you have another Buntais turn. And it is snowballing here, folks. And the Afterburners pick up, hit a strike cut, looking downfield, continuing to attack down that near side. Another strike cut. Well defended, and looks like we have some kind of discussion here. Could
maybe
be
the handler calling a foul on the mark.
It looks to be that way, but at any rate, it looks like we'll resume play. That handler clears and looking, and wow, the defender didn't see, and a shot, and that is in. Looked like that cutter kind of stole the throw from the intended receiver, but at any rate, that is another break for the Afterburners.
And you have to think that throw that went into the ground for Grumpy Buntai was just, a case of overthinking what you have to do, knowing how many turns you've just had in a row and just thinking, I have to get this throw perfect, and just not being able to. We know everyone on this field is capable of making throws like this, but after so many turns in a row, sometimes it's difficult to get out of your head.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Andrew. No.
Well, I was gonna say, just like I said, this is snowballing out of control at this point, and even still, there was a lot of time left in this game. So yeah, as you see, it looked like the cutter there kind of snatched it from the woman matching player there. So don't always love to see that, but hey, if you see the disc up and you got it, they got to score. But sorry, Sam, not to cut you off.
No, I was just looking at the score sheets here. I'm noticing that we've got 2 players kind of leading the way for Afterburners. We've got one player with 4 scores and 1 assist, and another player with 4 assists and 1 score. So they're really kind of running the show here.
Oh. Wow, and I don't know if they were thinking going into this game that they were going to have that many scores, especially coming on the D line. But here are the Grumpy Buntai actually gaining some yards, and they pass half field. Handler still moving the disc around. It looks like Grumpy Buntai is trying to catch the Afterburners zone. Maybe, I don't know what this call is. Buntai was moving very quickly there, not giving the Afterburners enough time to really set their zone after any one specific throw. And it did seem to be working. They were gaining yards. Let's see if maybe they can continue that. I don't know exactly what the call was, but they did bring the disc back. And as they continue down the field, they're still quick throws, stalled, never getting to 3 even. Bantai throw it towards the sideline. Afterburners trying to trap along that sideline, and they do get the dump away, lose about 10 yards. But that's kind of what the Grumpy Bantai are looking for right now, is just to maintain possession. Still along that sideline, you'd love to see them try to center the disc a little bit more, and that's exactly what they do here, and they take a shot down. They're almost in the end zone. The final throw, and they do complete it for the hold. Grumpy Bantai needed that badly, let me tell you.
Yeah, Bantai's everywhere, breathing a sigh of relief as the O-line finally works it up the field. You know, it wasn't the easiest O-line point I've ever seen, but they punched it in, and that's what they needed without a turnover. Hopefully getting a reset for them, and maybe changing things up. But they've got a tall task ahead if they want to, you know, really get back in this game. They're going to need to rattle off some breaks.
That's
Yeah,
certainly
down 4
true.
without the disc is not where you want to be right now, especially as the number 1 team in the league.
Yeah. In a game like this, where you're down such a large amount, you really get lost looking at the numbers. I think you really have to just focus on scoring the next goal, and that's what they were able to do there. So we'll see if, now that they're starting on defense, if they can get that first crucial break and kind of bite into this lead here. We haven't gotten to see a ton of D on the Bantai, so I wonder what look we're going to see on this point. As the pole goes up and is centered a bit ahead of the brick mark. Looks like it's just a person defense look.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
tough reset there. Had to lay out for it, but the Afterburners keep the disc and keep working it up.
It almost looked like
They're
a
stuck on the
no-look
sideline
throw.
here. Yeah, they're resorting to some right on the
Wow.
end zone and punch it right in, but there does appear to be a pick call. So this one may
Yeah,
go
this one's
back.
going back.
However, the Afterburners do have the disc right in the center, right near the goal line. This is about exactly where you'd hope to have it. And they find their star in the pink hat for, I believe, nope, it's coming back. That would have been his 5th goal.
Let me
Third
tell you,
time's
the
the charm, they say.
Afterburners are playing with confidence right now. That throw, that last throw, it came back, but it was cocky, it was confident. This team knows how to play together.
And there is the break. They punch it right in. They are not scared of the Bantai's defense.
The Afterburners came to play. They play the game to win.
Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, and what a time of the year to really kind of have things come together, you know. Sometimes it's just about timing, you know, getting hot at the right time, and the Afterburners are definitely showing that. They've got great chemistry right now, and that is a nice find. It just seems like like while the Buntais are kind of having some trouble with miscommunications between the handlers and the cutter layer, it looks like the cutters and the handlers for the Afterburners are just on the same page on all these looks.
That's what I was
And
saying
that
with
opens
that
up so
second
many
attempt.
Mm-hmm.
That second attempt at that score, they tapped it in, and it seemed like the disc was up before the cutter had even finished making their cut. Just a little over-the-top sort of blade, and then the cutter was exactly where the handler put the disc. I was very impressed.
Yeah, definitely.
That was
And
an awesome play. I would say that the the speed of it is maybe what caused it to come back in the first place, but it was still just a great display of chemistry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just generally speaking, I think it opens up so many options when you have that level of chemistry because, so much about Ultimate is your ability to break the mark. And it looks like the Afterburners have a really good job of just kind of using their eyes to keep the mark, in a certain position, looking one way, and they're just immediately stepping around and getting those breakthrows, just like we saw in the end zone there. And that's definitely part of why they've been able to, rattle off all these breaks is that they've just really given the Buntais just a hard time on the mark, and they it seems like they can just put it wherever they want to on the field right now.
Yeah, their zone has looked great so far. Despite the Grumpy Buntai really working it through there for their first score, the Afterburner zone has still looked great. Their defense keeps coming out and getting the scores for themselves. They look great. Grumpy Buntai really sitting on their heels right now. Sam, what do you think they're thinking?
Well, they really haven't spent much time in this position this season, so at this point in the game, I don't know that I don't know what if I were the coach of this team, I would use this as an opportunity to help the team play through adversity because obviously the team has not faced much adversity since week 1 when they had their only loss of the season. But when it comes to the playoffs, they're gonna, teams at their best, they're gonna see an Afterburners team likely that is playing like this. So they really need to focus on how they can turn things around when things are not going in their favor.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's a really good point. I think, this is where champions are made. If you're the Afterburners and you continue to turn on the Afterburners, you're looking great going into playoffs. If you're the Grumpy Buntai, you don't need to prove anything. Everybody knows you're the best team in the league. You know you're the best team in the league. So if you can try to whittle this down, even if you take a loss, but you play great the rest of the game, that's probably a great sign for them.
Yeah, it's just tough at this point in the season to be facing a new type of challenge. As a
Definitely.
team mentally, it's a tough time to do that, but it's also an opportunity, I guess, to really see what you're made of, see if you can kind of make these kinds of comebacks. And, again, they don't have to win this game necessarily, just like standings wise, but I do think just like mentally and in terms of morale, I do think it's really crucial to at least claw back into this game and make it close. Um, because the chances that you see this team again right away are very high in the playoffs if you are the Grumpy Buntais. So it's time to dig deep and see what you're really made of. And we had a long stoppage, and maybe this is a good chance for the Grumpy Buntais to kind of reset here.
I believe that was halftime, right?
Yeah, it must have been. That was a long time.
Yeah, the Buntais are pulling now.
And it's kind of a weird thing. Like you have the lead, and your defense gets a lot of breaks, but maybe that works in the Grumpy Buntai's favor, just having like the Afterburners offense be cold for so long. So we'll see what their defense, what they can pull off here, and see if they can get a turn or something. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. It's tough for an O-line to not be in a rhythm and then come out and have to execute. So we'll see what happens here. We have a 3-person cup.
Absolutely.
And an easy reset, breaking the containment, getting it up to the far side. And Afterburners swinging it back, working through the handlers, and we got it through the middle. Resetting the disc. And it looks like the Buntais are out of that zone. back to the high side. Centering it, looking downfield, not a lot in the cutter layer. It looks like they've kind of transitioned to a little bit of a junk, but then they're working that break side and back to the center, and it is just open field for the Afterburners. It's like maybe a interesting. I'm not sure how the yardage penalties work with yardage, or if that was a travel.
I'm not sure if it was a yardage penalty or a penalty on the thrower who then got the disc right back.
Interesting. And straight down the middle. And as we've seen all day, these cutters in the end zone are just kind of left open for the Afterburners and in very easy hold. So, I kind of eat my words there to see if the Bantais had anything on defense there. And, the Afterburners O-line just proved me wrong, I think.
Yeah, the Afterburners O-line, the Afterburners D-line, they're all playing confident. It's all we're talking about today. With the score of 8-2 now, they really haven't faced any type of adversity this game. They haven't really had to overcome anything that the Grumpy Bantais have shown them. I'm interested to see if the Grumpy Bantais have anything left in the tank, or if they're just kind of looking towards the next game.
I do want to take this time to shout out Tahir in the chat there. Appreciate the kind words. We're doing our best here to bring you some great commentary, and happy to be here as we get a replay there. And yeah, that cutter was wide open in the end zone there for the Afterburners. Like you said, Joe, they are firing on all cylinders right now.
Well put. Well put.
Joe.
And here come the Grumpy Bantais working it up the field, and they are moving quick, and that was kind of their key to success on the play that they scored before. And an almost score, but a late jump brings the receiver back out of the end zone, and they finish it to get a very, very quick score. A quick score that I almost was not ready to commentate. Boom. Goes the dynamite, Sam. Well put. Yeah, well, that is exactly what the doctor ordered if you were the Grumpy Bantai.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. I've got a fever, and the only cure is a clean hold. And the Bantais delivered.
That was good. That was good.
That was a really good line.
Write that one down. I'm ready.
Well, a broken clock is right half the time, boys. And I wish did we miss a replay of that? Like, there's a really nice find, a really tough throw, and that just kind of broke the whole thing open there for the Bantais. And I mean, you're getting a glimpse of what they probably, I can only assume they've been doing all season. Some really nice throws there on that O-line hold. So maybe things will shift for them, but we'll see. I mean, they haven't shown us any signs that they can stop the Afterburners here.
Yeah.
No,
we will see.
They had a great score there, but the Afterburners haven't shown any signs of disengagement.
Yeah.
Dug deep into the thesaurus for that one there, Joe.
Well, the Bantais get us started.
I was thinking like dissing.
But the Afterburners are working it up near midfield. My dad would like to point out that a broken clock is not right half the time, it's right twice a day, Andrew. But the Grumpy Bantais are looking to get that D. They nearly do on the reset. But the Afterburners are just so calm with the disc. They seem to always have an answer to everything the Bantais are throwing at them as they break across midfield and look deep. Oh, and their first risky play with the disc ends in a turn.
Wow.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, this is not
Absolutely.
what we've seen so far today. So the Buntais have a chance for a crucial break. They need a lot of them, but they still have plenty of time if they are to get their first one here. So the leisurely
That was
walk back
huge.
to the end zone line is about to end, and we get back to playing. Nothing's open downfield. They look for a tough reset and get that first big throw.
It's almost a
They
hospital
find
ball.
themselves on the sideline here. Yeah. It looks like they want to shoot it deep, but they're not finding anything. So they look to the middle for a clean reset.
Cheeky
Now,
lefty
this is some
throw?
good patient offense. Yeah. You love to see. They're getting near the red zone now. They're on the sideline. You'd like to see them center it, and they do here. And the swing leads to a clean throw, and that is an easy goal and a much needed break for the Grumpy guys.
Boom goes the dynamite on that one.
Certainly. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, this is even missing from the game. I mean, this offense and really quick. They did not hold on to the disc much longer than, I don't know, 2-3 stall counts at any during that possession. So, really nice talking about. Like they need a win. Even if the game doesn't turn out as a win for them, they need to show that they can kind of play their and kind of reset mentally a little bit. Good start for that.
Yeah, it finally seems like the Grumpy Buntai are playing with a little bit of swagger. You really thought that even if they had came out and lost this game, that they would have, shown they were the best team out there, but they weren't playing for anything. And after those first 7-8 points of this game, you really had to worry about what they were going to show for the rest of the season. But that was a great possession for them, something that they can definitely feel confident about. And hey, there's 37 minutes left. It's a 4-point game. Grumpy Buntai are the best team in the league, and there's a reason for that. I wouldn't call this game anywhere close to over, but the Grumpy Buntai are going to have to keep doing things like that if they're really going to want to win.
Yeah.
Well said,
I
Joseph.
mean, in sports as in life, it's not how many times you get knocked down, but rather how many times you get back up. And the Grumpy Buntai showed on that break that they're willing to get back up. So let's see if they can continue to do so here.
Is this me?
Yeah.
This is my play-by-play?
Yep. No, this is Andrew.
Oh. Great.
Though, Joe. Nice
My bad.
try, but
I want to
better
I want to I do want to say that my disengagement comment was like disengage the afterburners, like turn down the afterburners.
Uh-huh.
hung up on that there, Joe.
That's good. That's good.
I felt like it may not have come across, and I thought it was not terrible, at least.
Good fun there, Joe. We here on the broadcast, but yeah, time left in this game. 4-point game. Obviously not the start you'd like to see from the Buntais, but definitely a shift in their demeanor a little, and the way they're playing definitely is maybe we'll see. But they are coming out on defense here, I believe. Yep. Or no, sorry. Did they just get a break?
The Grumpy
Yes, that
Buntai
was
did
great.
just get a break, yes.
All right, thank you. We are set, and there's the pull out on D, hoping to get a in this game. Afterburner center downfield, not a lot of movement going on, and they get it back to the center. Looking for the reset there. Things getting a little clogged, but we got a good reset in the center. Stall count rising. Huge movement downfield there. Great movement in the cutter layer. And we've got a wide open receiver in the center. Continuing to dish it. Great movement back and forth. We got a shot. And, oh, what a D. Oh, my gosh. A lot of contact. And we'll definitely have a discussion to see if that was a clean play, but yeah, a lot of contact there, but it looks like we have no call. I think that disc first, but there definitely was some contact in the aftermath there. It looks like we'll get a replay. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that clean?
You know, I don't want to say that I know the rules of the Mumbai Ultimate League super well, but I thought the contact might have been initiated by the offensive player there.
Yeah. Well, at any
Yeah,
rate,
I saw a clean D with some contact afterward, which, you know, debatable if that's still going to be a foul, but I like the no call there.
Right, right. At any rate, it looks like the Grumpy Buntais have the disc back on the near side. Not a lot downfield, but getting it to a cutter. Busting it down the line. Nope, not there. Looking for a reset. A little wobbly on that flick there. Sometimes it's really tough to get off. And the offense looks a little stagnant, but they're still able to reset. We've got defenders. We got in a barely tiptoes into the end zone, and that is a score. Signals the defender of the Afterburners, and we have a game.
Here come the Grumpy Buntai. Yeah. A 5-8 game is exactly what they wanted to see coming out of halftime. Obviously, the first possession coming out of half didn't go the Buntai's way, but everything since really has been a 3-point game with 32 minutes left is as far as I'm concerned is a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from where we started, from where we're at now, I mean, 3-point deficit looks a lot different. And Sam, you were talking about looking at the numbers and how that's not always the best thing. Well, you know, once you rattle off a couple breaks, it definitely feels a lot better to see that deficit close down.
Yeah, if you're the Afterburners here, you know, Andrew, what are you talking to yourselves about? What are you saying here?
Well, you know, it's tough. It's momentum is shifted, and if you're the Afterburners, I have to say, look, what's happened doesn't matter. You know, you should, because you're ahead, or if you're behind. Honestly, on paper, you should just play up to your potential and take each point. You know, one at a time. And if I was the coach, I would try to say something like that. You know, obviously it's different when you're go out there and play, and you know you can really feel that momentum shift. But yeah, I mean, you still have a lead. It's not time to panic by any means. You still have quite a nice lead. So, you know, you really can't get too lost in the sauce, and you just have to just take this point and get a clean hold. You're receiving, you're on offense, you have a lead. Things are still looking pretty good for you. You driver's seat, even though it might not feel that way in the moment. So.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And here we see the Grumpy Buntais pull, and we'll see what their D-line can do here. Can they step up and make this really a competitive game, or can the Afterburners offense, you know, continue to do what they did for the first half of the game, although they weren't out for a lot of the first half of the game, but when their O-line did come out, it was looking, you know, as good as their D-line was. Here we've got a little bit of hugging, a little bit of tomfoolery along the sidelines. And the disc is being walked in. I guess the pull landed out of bounds. It's coming up to the brick. I'm not sure what's being discussed here.
A lot of fraternizing here in the field.
I can't tell if it's friendly or not, but I honestly can't tell if it's friendly or not.
There's still friends here, Joe. Looks like a timeout.
Alu,
Interesting.
you
Three
were a
more.
little choppy there, but yeah, I got the sentiment of it, and I think I agree.
You sound critical.
Yeah, Elu, you sound choppy on my end too.
I'll hit a refresh.
That's a great call. Sam, what do you think? Was that fraternizing friendly competitiveness, or do you think that the emotions of the game are getting to these teams?
Hey, well, I think what's the difference? When you're out there on the ultimate field, you have this us against the world mentality, and
Yeah.
you want to really defy anyone who doesn't believe in you. And I think that's just the beautiful thing about sports.
Yeah, well, that was beautiful. Very well put. Um, there is just something about being out there that really puts you feel camaraderie. You feel together with your team. Here we see people running with water bottles, maybe, and you really love to see that teamwork. The Afterburners coming out here, trying to continue their very dominant first half. And thank you, AI Golf. They say it's friendly. It's a timeout call. So, also liked Andrew's comment about the fever. So appreciate that.
That was
So we'll
great.
chalk it up to friendly camaraderie and fraternizing. Here come the Afterburners after that timeout. They are stuck on the sidelines, but they continue with a nice strike cut. Still stuck on the sidelines against this Grumpy Buntai person defense. Looking for a reset, but doesn't find one. Has to go to a
Uh-oh.
late strike cut and turns the disc over. Grumpy Buntai trying to make this a 2-possession game, looking for another break. And I'll tell you, Sam, this has been a game of break and break chances. Really, both offenses have not looked as well, and has not looked as good as the defenses have. Grumpy Buntai's D line now on offense shoots it towards the end zone, and it is caught with a great snag, but
Wow.
not in, just outside, and the continuation play scores for the Grumpy Buntai. It is now 6-8. This second half has really turned it around for the Grumpy Buntai.
And
This is
boom goes
unbelievable.
that dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite. This has truly been a game of runs, and just look at that blade to the break side.
Ooh.
You love to see stuff like that.
Wow.
And you were talking about how the D line offenses have really been showing up, and I think that's that D line mentality of shooting it when you get the chance that's really shined through because these looks have
Mm-hmm.
worked all day today, it seems.
And Italian
It really
grandmothers
has been
everywhere are
mostly the short.
smiling at that sauce.
Wow. I did not know. I didn't know where you were going with that. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah, wow, loved it. I'm writing that one down too.
Just like to keep you boys guessing. Am I clear?
Uh-oh. Got a little choppy on that last comment.
Oh man. All right, I'll refresh again.
Oh, you sound great. No, you sound great now. You sound great.
All right, never mind.
We'll deal with it.
We're battling out here. We're doing our best. But wow, look at this. All of a sudden, the momentum is totally.
Yeah. Need I remind you, this game was 8-2. So we're looking at, 4 scores in a row from the Grumpy Bunties. We'll see if they can make it 5 and make it a 1-point game.
Absolutely.
All right, well, here we go with the pull. A nice deep one into the end zone, but they get that first throw off. That centering pass. The Afterburners shoot it,
Wow.
and that is a turn. Not sure if that was a miscommunication or a throwing error, but that was an easy block. Grumpy Bunties pick it up. They look at their reset. They appear to be valuing the disc here a little bit better than they were at the start of the game. And now
Wow.
they're on the loose. They're working it up the open side. And it looks like they have a free shot. They get it right near the end zone line. Reset the disc. It looks like the Afterburners are really trying to clog that lane to prevent any easy score on a strike cut. Grumpy Bunties are evaluating options, looking at the resets. Smart cutting there from the reset to give the thrower a bailout.
Oh, a
Oh, and they
takeaway.
get baited into a turn there. Looks like
Wow.
they're gonna chuck it, and they do. And
Shot.
Oh,
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 almost.
nearly a almost full field throw to get that hold, but they throw it away, and the Grumpy Bunties will now have a chance to work the full field for yet another break.
and
And
that
well,
those boys.
that score didn't get finished. At least now the Grumpy Buntie do have to work up the entire field. So, you really want to come down with that score, but an arm punt isn't the worst outcome in this situation. They were feet, inches from the goal line just, 3 throws earlier.
Definitely. Oh, and we have another quick turn
And
and
wow.
a quick score.
I blinked,
That is
and there was a turn.
deflating. Oh, wait, we got a call?
Call on the field.
Well, when
Looks
you
like a
blink,
foul on the
someone
mark.
broke the rules. Yeah.
Let's bring in our rules
Yeah, looks like
analyst, Sam
a
Butler,
foul
to
on the
describe
throw.
what's happening.
So it looked like there's a call for a foul on the throw. The thrower appears to say that they were hit in the arm before their release. Hard to tell
There was
from
some
that
wobble
angle.
on that disc.
There certainly was. Yeah, the mark's body sort of blocked our view of that, so it's hard to say for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, just a little tough to see there. Can't
I
say
mean,
for certain, but
even
it
if
looks like it's going back.
even if there was no foul on that throw, it
And
was probably a little bit ill-advised to begin with.
Oof.
And there you
speaking
go.
of ill-advised, we appear to have another turn, this time a little further upfield, but there may be a call on this one as well. So we'll see. It looks like the Buntai receiver had sort of the inside track and is maybe calling a foul or a strip on that one.
And these types of possessions only help the Afterburners. With 21 minutes left and the clock rolling, long discussions doesn't hurt them, especially after giving up so many breaks in a row.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, while it is a 2-point game, the Buntais need 3 breaks here to take the lead. So if you're the Afterburners, you'd be happy with a long discussion, long points. Just kind of roll
Rules
slowly to the
analyst,
finish here.
rules analyst Butler, what do you think the call over here meant?
I want to say that number one on the Buntais called some sort of over the back type foul, and it
Ah, I
appears
see.
that it was agreed to. Although we didn't get a great replay, so it's hard to say for sure, and you kind of have to go off of their sort of timing of what happened, as you do when you play Ultimate. But anyway, we get back into it, and before you know it, the Bunties punch in their 5th straight goal, and we have a 1-point game.
boom.
Wow, I
goes
mean,
that dynamite.
who would have thought that this game would look like this? D-line scoring after D-line scoring. It is just almost incomprehensible. This is a fantastic game, and I'm in awe. I'm in awe.
And I was kind of talking earlier about just kind of the more coming back into the game, but things are looking different now. I mean, it's looking like the Grumpy Bunties are actually taking over. I mean, this is a crazy comeback. And yeah, I think we're past the moral victory. This is definitely they're just coming to take the game. I don't know. In
I mean, at
that
this point,
huddle when they were down 8-2, but
yeah. At this point, if you're the Afterburners, you almost would have thought there's no way to come out of this game not feeling happy with how you performed, but we might be looking at a historical shutdown. You were up, what, 8-3, 8-2? This is not the way that they wanted the second half to go. And, you hope that they're reevaluating in their huddle, because they cannot give up another break right here. And it's on their mind.
absolutely. And we've got another here. Curious to see what the Bunties defense to disrupt the Afterburners, but it looks like everything is kind of working for them right now. Looks like they're coming in some kind of I want to say a kind of a host stack looking thing for the Afterburners.
Mm-hmm.
Movement deep, and we got a shot into the end zone. And we have an amazing catch there. Great effort on the defense, but wow. Great effort on the cutter there to haul that one in, and we have a huge deep shot, and they needed that one badly.
The Afterburners decided they were going to come out and put on a show for this play. Look at this. The throw from way behind half field. And what a catch over the bidding defender. I mean, wow. I'm excited for this angle of this play. No hesitation.
Nice,
he sees his cutter, and wow.
Boom.
Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness. It is a game of inches out here.
Yeah, I mean, that defender, credit to them. They gave it all they had, but in a perfect throw will beat perfect defense every time, and that was the case right there.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of margin for error there. And, yeah, Afterburners needed that bad. Let's see if they can, keep up that pressure and still have the lead. They had the lead the whole time, and we were talking like the Bunties, had this game, but Afterburners are still leading. Let's not.
No, and when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Afterburners here, pulling the disc down the field to the Grumpy Bunties, and let's see if we're going to get another break, if we're going to get a clean hold. Grumpy Bunties move the disc around towards the sideline, and a nice little dipsy-do around, and the continuation, and we've already got a score here. But a call maybe. It looks like no call on the field.
That
no
is good.
Call. It is 8-9. Afterburners still have the lead, but you have to think that they're feeling, a little bit of frustration after that score. Grumpy Buntai saw basically no defense. He was virtually unmarked for that entire play.
Yeah,
we've got
that's really a busted
coverage
coverage there.
Yeah, you took the word.
Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see 6 Afterburner defenders there within camera view, and that's just honestly unacceptable. You just can't have that many people clustered in one area and not expect for, a throw to go deep like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, a cutter like that with so much height, you don't want to lose track of them because they'll just fly deep and then you're out of luck. So looks like we've got a hot D line coming out for the Bunties. They have 14 minutes now, which is plenty of time with the score to grab the lead. So they've really done their work. This has been a tale of two halves.
It's really been a tale of two D lines.
Well said. All right, and the pull goes up and is centered by the Afterburners. Mark is late to get there, and they're able to sort of work it up near midfield. Tough defense on that reset there, but the Afterburners are able to keep the disc. They're trapped on the sideline here, but they have plenty of options in the reset space, and they look at a tough Blady
Wow.
flick, and it works out. They get it right in the center of the field on the goal line.
Oh,
Oh, and
And
the
oh
throw to the end
no.
zone is
Oh
too high.
no.
oh, you
That
hate to
is
see
an
it.
unforced turn. Wow. In a game where they could simply possess, make smart throws, it's the smart throws that they can't execute.
Really well said, Sam. And that's got to be deflating for this Afterburners team. It really makes you wonder if they can come out here and play strong D, or if they're going to give up this game tying break.
Indeed. Bunties get the first throw off, and they look deep
Oh
and
No
my.
way.
wide open.
You've got to be
Wide
kidding.
Absolutely
open.
wide.
Just
Wow.
an
You
absolute
can't
rocket
stop.
of a throw. That is a tie game.
My goodness. If you aren't playing your heart out, someone else is. And when you play against them, you're going to lose.
Wow, I cannot believe that we have a tie game on our hands.
Either. This is crazy.
What a game.
What is the defender thinking on that? Like, you just can't let your guy get behind you like that, you know? You'd like to think that you're a little in a situation like this, and that was just too wide open. And I mean, that was almost even short of the goal line. And then, you know, what would have happened after that? Like, you know, you always got this person, and you know that's tough to see. But hey, look, we got a tie game. We are instant classic
Yeah.
here on our hands, folks.
And props to the Grumpy Buntai handler for just absolutely unleashing that throw. That was, you know, at least 3/4 of the field long, and just no hesitation let it go for that score.
You know, that's like saying Joe before. You could just see the body. They just weren't playing with confidence. Got that. It's now they're just slinging it. It's paying off for them, and you know that's been a big part of why they've been able to mount that comeback. And we are looking at a tie game, down 8-2. Is that right? They were, I think, 2.
Yeah,
Now we
I
are
think
now,
yeah, it
so.
was 8-2.
and the Afterburners cannot buy themselves
A 7-1 run.
Seems like the Bunties had the Afterburners after all.
Well, I wouldn't talk
shocking
too
plot
fast. Here
twist.
come the Afterburners. Afterburners.
Yep, Afterburners. We've got
looking. I don't know whose turn it
Andrew's
is.
turn.
Is it your turn?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
you
it's
go.
me,
You
but
keep going.
it's okay, Joe. I forget. You know, the
I'm so
Afterburners are
sorry.
working it down the middle, on the cutter layer. But oh, do we have a shot? Shot isn't there. Oh, and it is too far. And you can see the frustration there from the cutter, wishing that the handler could put it a little bit more floaty in play. And I don't think they need shooting those right now. Not in this situation.
No, they should be playing for more possession. At this point, they're still, sort of up as long as they could keep
Oh,
holding. But
oh man,
wow,
that one happened, and they came down with it. Great kind of horizontal pass there. Bantais maintaining possession there and working it through the cutter layer now. Looks downfield. Hits an easy reset. Where's the defender there? Another case of blown coverage potentially. And Bantais just kind of looking. And we have a crazy click for the score. Oh no! And it is
oh,
a misread. And do we have a call?
Looks
it
like
might
a
have been a foul
self-called
call.
How
foul.
about this? I don't know, call, folks. I mean, it looked like a little bit of a mid-disc, and not even much of a discussion. So, I mean, maybe there was something that I didn't
Believe
see.
the
Yeah,
that
I think the Afterburners
defender
defender
it
called
on
it.
himself.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Sam.
There. The Bantais looking to punch this one in for the lead. They have it right outside the end zone. This over the head, and another call. Not sure what that was about, but they're still right on the
Might have been a pick.
size of another score. Looking, and
And there
they
it
have the
is.
goal for the lead. Oh, I can't tell. There's more
no,
discussion.
another
It's
call.
hard to say. I think it's a pick. My guess with bodies kind of clumped in the front there.
It really brings you back to that Afterburners possession right on the goal line where the throw went a little bit too high, but this game could be completely different had that throw just been a little bit lower and that score been completed. Here you see Grumpy Bantai potentially about to take the lead. Unbelievable.
Yep, and a quick throw in right in the end zone, and no calls here. Grumpy Bantais have come all the way, and they lead the game now. To
Wow.
7:18 left in the game. One back
And
from
to
all the
the
way
victor
to
one run
goes the spoils. Yeah, and it doesn't even
and
seem
boob
like it's
goes the dynamite.
like it's ending any. It doesn't even seem like it's ending anytime soon. The Afterburners just look deflated. It doesn't seem like they have very much left in their tank.
now. Joe, I want to ask you, do you view this as a heroic comeback on the part of the Bunties, or do you view it as a choke by the Afterburners?
Sam, great question. I see this as a little bit of both. You can't be the Afterburners with a 6-point lead to the number one team in the league and end up with this run. That's absolutely a choke. But for every choke, there is an equal and opposite heroic effort. So, you can't have a choke without the heroic effort of the other team. So, to answer your question, I do believe that it is both.
Wow. Very smart, very astute.
All right, Isaac Newton. Wow. What a game this has been.
And this is a huge possession here. The Afterburners holding on to the disc, and possession is going to be incredibly important for them. They're now down after leading by 6 in this game after their D-line really put in a lot of work, and their D-line has not been out in it looks like a call might be happening here, but it almost looked like a nice hand block, but no, it does come back. And the Afterburners handlers are moving it around. An active mark from the Grumpy Bantais D. They are playing person, and a nice layout bid from Grumpy Bantais, but doesn't get the block. Afterburners handlers still moving it between themselves. A little over the top throw leads to a pretty open receiver, but still they're just moving it around to the backfield. They've got about 20 yards to go, 25 yards to go to the end zone. They move it towards the break side, but no real break opportunities. They move it back to the open side. These handlers are really emphasizing possession, which is definitely something that they need to do. They need a score here with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left. Afterburners looking over their options. Stall count rising, and an over-the-top throw to the dump who thought they were looking for maybe a strike cut, and that is just thrown backwards and into the ground. Grumpy Buntai probably have the disc, but there is a stoppage here. For someone to pick up a mysterious object off the ground. Unclear what happened there.
What do you think that was, Joe?
But, I think that was the top to a water bottle. A little bit of discussion going on here.
A ploy to waste time.
Oh, with the clock running here, you never know what's going on, and you really got to wonder what that was about. The Afterburners really need to get a stop here. The Grumpy Buntai do not look like they want to be stopped, and can they continue this 8-1 run? Looks like they can. Their handlers are moving it around with no issue, and a throw to the end zone. Was it in? The receiver certainly thinks so. Yeah. It looks like it was a score. It does not look like the Grumpy Buntai are going to give up.
A little razzled down that, step inside backhand. I mean, the Grumpy Buntais are just showing off at this point, and you really see what made them successful all season. They are quick. They don't hold the disc long. They keep the defense always a step behind. And, I don't know what kind of reset, but it worked. And they've shown us why they're the 1 seed right now. Incredible comeback.
Absolutely. They're not letting anything stand between them and success. They maybe had one of the worst halves they have ever had, maybe, for this season. And they really came out showing what they can do.
You can only assume.
All right. Here we go. The Buntais, you would expect them to just try to put a cap on the top of the defense there, and the Afterburners are shooting, knowing they have to make up time, and that is a D. Wow, that's tough to see. You would have maybe liked to see the Afterburners work it up a bit more. I understand the rush there, given the clock situation, but that was just more of a prayer than anything else. That really wasn't going to work out.
Yeah, I totally agree, Sam.
Now
you would have hoped
the Buntais just have to kill a minute, and they take home the 3 points.
What a game this has been.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get too comfortable. They're in a really awkward spot. I don't want to give the commentators curse, but a Callahan would be crazy. And after
Callahan would be crazy.
I think even at this point, a Callahan would be too little too late, as the Buntais are now 20 seconds from running things out. And I mean, we have truly seen firsthand why this team is so staunchly at the top of the table. Even with that throwaway, looks like the clock is going to wind down.
You
can't touch that.
Beater.
Oh, you cannot touch
that.
That was disgusting.
And the Buntai defender is in disbelief.
Oh my god. All right, well, they lost, but wow, that was sick.
Congratulations to the
2
Grumpy
points?
You can't
Buntai.
touch that.
You cannot touch
You
that.
cannot touch that. Ugh.
I do. Wow. You can't touch that, but you know what else the Afterburners can't touch? The 2 seed. I believe that the Bomb Squad now have sole possession
Yeah.
of the 2 seed, and the Afterburners have just fallen to the 3 seed after that historic, heroic comeback and choke job.
That has got to be a conflicting feeling to haul in one-handed catch, and then you just saw the sullen like walk that the game was over. Complicated emotions there for the Afterburners.
Absolutely.
This is not the way you wanted that game to go. I mean,
1 score in the
wow,
second half.
what a game.
Yeah.
Well,
Unbelievable.
thank you for joining us, folks. We just witnessed an incredible around. I believe we have some more action coming for you, and don't go anywhere.
So, just looking at the standings.